And tonight, the price at the pump is yet at another all-time high. In fact, gas prices now have hit new record highs for 17 consecutive days, no end in sight. The national average for a gallon of gas is now well over $5 a gallon, $5.10. By the way, diesel, that costs even more. Now, despite what Biden and his, administration would have you believe, there's no mystery surrounding why we have spiking gas prices. Let's begin with a very important reminder. When someone tells you, something, especially on the campaign trail, believe them. 2 years ago on the campaign trail, Joe Biden, when he wasn't hiding in his bunker, told us that he was a climate warrior. He said he was a card-carrying member of the climate alarmist cult. He vowed to destroy the oil and gas industry and even threatened to throw oil executives in jail. He openly dreamed of a Green New Deal and promised to move away from fossil fuels altogether, even if that meant sacrificing high-paying career jobs in the energy sector in the process, even if it caused Americans, the American people, deep financial pain, which we are now all experiencing. And then there was this exchange between Biden and then President Trump during a debate. This is October 2020. Take a look for yourself.
I have one final question.
Would he close down the oil industry?
It falls.
Would you close down the oil industry?
By the way, I would transition from the oil industry, yes.
Oh,
I will
that's
transition.
a big statement.
It is a big statement.
That's a
because
big statement.
I would stop.
Why would you do that?
Because the oil industry pollutes significantly.
Oh, I see.
And here's the deal. But
That's
you
a
can't
big
do
statement.
That. Well, if you let me finish the statement, because it has to be replaced by renewable energy over time. And I'd stop giving to the oil industry, I'd stop giving them federal subsidies. He won't give federal subsidies to the gas, to solar and wind.
Yeah.
Why are we giving it to oil industry?
We actually do give it to solar and wind.
And
that's maybe the biggest statement in terms of business. That's the biggest statement.
Okay.
Because basically what he's saying is he is going to destroy the oil industry. Okay. Will you remember that, Texas? Will you remember that, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma?
Is everybody remembering now? Because President Trump was right. In that moment, Joe Biden said exactly what he was going to do, and it wasn't the first time. Over and over again on the campaign trail, when he'd leave his basement, Biden promised to transition away from fossil fuels, regardless of what the consequences would be. Take a look.
If we don't start using fossil fuels,
we're all dead. Doing away with any subsidies for fossil fuels, number one. Number two, holding them liable for what they have done, particularly in those cases where you're underserved neighborhoods and you know the deal, okay? And by the way, when they don't or when they're deliberate, we'll put them in jail.
Kiddo, I want you to just take a look, okay? You don't have to agree, but I want you to look in my eyes. I guarantee you, we're going to end fossil fuel, and I am not going to cooperate with it, okay?
Would there be any place for fossil fuels, including coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated.
End fossil fuels and eliminate it. Now you're wondering why you're paying, on average, $5.10 for a gallon of gasoline? Well, when you artificially reduce the world supply of the lifeblood of our economy, oil and gas, and at a time when demand is actually growing, well, prices go up. That's simple economics 101. You don't need a Harvard business degree to figure it out. At the time, President Trump predicted exactly what would happen and what is exactly happening right now. Take a look at this.
And you're paying, what, $2 a gallon for your gasoline? That's okay. You know what that's like? That's like a tax cut. That's bigger than a tax cut. If Biden got in, you'd be paying $7, $8, $9. Then they say, get rid of your car. We're going to build some more windmills. And gas prices, you like that $2 gas, right? How about $5, $6, and $7? Darling, let's sell the car. It's a little bit too large. Let's get a compact. Biden's plan is an economic death sentence.
Oh, but of course, the feigned outrage over those mean tweets. I'll take the mean tweets and $2 a gallon gasoline any day. Now, of course, after the election, Biden did exactly what he promised to do. He killed off the Keystone XL pipeline. Well, he did give a waiver to the Nord Stream 2 pipeline for Vladimir Putin. I guess probably payback for all the business that Hunter and Russia did together. Now, he also banned drilling in Anwar. He paused all new oil and gas permits on federal lands. He restricted fracking. He slowed down production with a slew of burdensome regulations. And while he curbed domestic production, he's now more than happy to beg other countries for oil, including some of America's worst enemies. You know, Iran. We're going to make Iran rich again and Venezuela rich again. We're going to beg the Saudis and OPEC to produce more oil. He's now planning that trip to Saudi Arabia. Then it's off again, on again. What, to beg for more oil from the Gulf when we have more natural resources here? And somehow, according to the climate cult, you know, paying foreign dictators and America's sworn enemies to produce the oil our economy needs desperately is somehow what? Tell me how that's better for Mother Earth, for the climate, than producing it right here at home. It doesn't make any sense. And, you know, while we're on the record of this high prices every day and was experiencing one every day for 17 days in a row, along with a president who is unwilling or unable to change course. He is so beholden to his climate religious cult. Now, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, that is the definition of insanity. Allowing these policies to remain in place is insane. But that's exactly what's happening because Joe answers to the radical, eco-socialist, new Green Dealers in his own party. So we will compromise our national security and be dependent on other countries. We will eliminate all these high-paying career jobs in the energy sector. We will do nothing to increase the world supply, which would lower gas costs dramatically at the pump. We will give up the greatest opportunity we have to lower inflation and reduce the price of every item in every store that we shop at by reducing the delivery costs. Costs a lot more when those 18-wheelers fill up their trucks, their rigs with diesel. Just to cling to this climate religious cult? It is clearly way more important than the suffering of poor Americans, middle-class Americans, Americans on fixed incomes. But truth be told, at this point, it's not totally clear that the president can even think for himself at all. And with his poll numbers cratering, by the way, Real Clear Politics average, now lower than ever, 38%. And by the way, that includes some very favorable Joe polls that are not exactly in the world of reality. We call them outliers. Democrats are now starting to jump ship. As the New York Post put it, say it ain't Joe. Democratic doubts mounting on Biden's 2024 re-election run. For example, top Obama advisor, not a dumb guy, David Axelrod said Biden's age was a major red flag. Meanwhile, Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez this weekend refused to say whether or not she would support Biden in 2024. And look at this headline from even the liberal New York Times, quote, should Biden run in 2024? Democratic whispers of no start to rise. And according to that report, quote, dozens of frustrated Democratic officials, members of Congress, and voters are expressing doubts about the president's ability to rescue his reeling party. One DNC committee member even told the Times, quote, to say our country was on the right track would flagrantly depart from reality. So naturally, Biden knows just who to blame, anyone but himself. And according to the Washington Post, Joe is lashing out at his own staff, even his chief of staff, Ron Klain. Now, Biden also frequently is blaming Florida Senator Rick Scott for some reason. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.